everyone, welcome back on my channel. Today I want to do a part 2 about the people who regret having kids and who have shared their stories ominously on the Facebook page that is about regretting having kids. So I'm going to read some of the stories up for you today from that Facebook page. And if you haven't seen my first video, I'm going to leave it up in the icon down below, so you can go watch that. If you like my channel or me in general, or you just really like this video, please remember to comment, like and subscribe. And I really hope you are going to enjoy this video. I'm going to jump right into it. So I'm going to start by reading the first story. I'm afraid I can't take care of my 7-year-old. Her father and I are together, and leaving or sending her away are no options to him. I suffer with severe mental health issues and have been struggling since last fall. I was even hospitalized 4 times after suicide attempts and self-harm. I love my daughter, but I feel like caring for her is impossible. Even the smallest of tasks seem enormous to me right now. She's been staying the weeks at her grandma's for summer, but will soon be home with school starting. I don't feel like I can handle her. How am I supposed to take care of someone else when I can barely take care of myself? But what I think about this story is that this is definitely a person who should not have had kids, and maybe she was forced into having kids in some way or another, because it seems like the father of the kid really wants the kids, so maybe the father has kind of pressured the woman into getting a kid. I don't know, of course only assume because I don't know them, but I think it's a really sad situation. And as he said, how is she supposed to take care of someone else when she can barely take care of herself? I really think that the responsibility should be on the father here, because when she's this ill and she actually wants to give the child up but her father doesn't, I think it's his responsibility to take care of the kid and not hers. It shouldn't be her responsibility to take care of a kid she can't take care of. If the father really wants the kid this much and doesn't want to give her up, he should also be the one taking care of the kid. That is definitely what I think. And I just think this woman really needs help. I don't know if she can afford it or what she can do, but I think if she's from the USA, I still think there are some free groups or something you can join, so she can at least talk with people who has mental health problems like her. If she doesn't have the money to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, at least she should find a free group or some people who have the same problems as her, so they can help each other. I really hope that she seeks some free help if she can't afford paying for help. I really hope she just gets help, and I hope the father starts taking the responsibility, because it's crazy to me how the responsibility can be on the mother when she's this sick. And when the father cannot say it might be the best thing giving her up. I think the mother needs time away. She does not need to be the main caretaker. If the dad wants this kid this much and doesn't want to give her up, then he should be the one taking care of her, because the mother, as she says herself, she isn't able to take care of her and she wants to do the responsible thing and give her up. So I think the responsibility here lies on the father. The mother should move away from all this and get help. Either a free group help with people who knows what she's struggling with, or actually paying for a psychologist or some kind of professional help. And I really hope she gets better, because this is one of the reasons why I myself do not want kids, because I don't know if I can take care of a kid or not, but I have my mental health struggles and I get stressed so easily, and kids are just really stressful to have. So I think my mental health would really go down, and I have already been told by professionals that I should try to limit all the stress I can in my life, because I really get stressed by small things that other people do not get stressed by and do not think about. That's one of the reasons why I don't want kids. So this is a bit of a longer one. I'm just going to read it. I hate myself for choosing to be a mother. I'm just not a good parent. Even my husband says I'm a horrible parent. and I should have never had any kids. I just got my daughter back a year and a half ago. Her father let her miss so much school. First grade, she didn't know how to read and is still struggling. She's 8. I have no patience. Her reading has gotten a lot better, but she is nowhere where she should be at 8 years old. She has problems understanding things as far as school goes. Her teacher says she may have a learning disability. I don't believe so. She's a smart kid. I try my best to be a good mom, but I also have mental health issues, ADHD, which even without a child has affected my life tremendously. It's hard to focus and finish tasks, etc. I can barely probably take care of myself. I'm in poverty. I live paycheck to paycheck. My new husband, this is my first marriage, is an immigrant and makes more money than me, but still doesn't make much. We live with his parents. We can't even sleep together because the room that was given to us have to share it with my daughter, which means I can't sleep with my husband. I have to sleep with my daughter because this is the space given to us. My husband sleeps elsewhere in the house. She was gone for a month when school got out. My aunt and grandma took her, and then my husband made plans for just me and him to go a few places and to go to a couple's retreat for a few nights, and those plans got ruined because as soon as it was about to be time for plans next week, I had to get my daughter this weekend because my grandma was complaining how she has to wake up early to feed her, and she has to feed her like 5 to 6 times a day. Her hair is hard to manage, etc. So she told me, come take my child, which ruined me and my husband's plans. My birthday's coming up. I get no time to enjoy my new marriage. We finally able to sleep together while she's gone. Motherhood is just a burden. I hate the responsibility. I can't do what I want. I can't sleep in. I have to get my ass up early in the morning, even on weekends, to be a cook and a maid to my child. She wakes up so early, and the first thing she says is, I'm hungry, and she's so clingy. I can't have a moment to myself. It drives me crazy. I'm really the type I like to be alone and by myself. Even when she was away, I spent time by myself, away from my husband. I don't like talking much. I constantly have to talk with my child. I do everything, cooking, cleaning, working, etc. I try my best as a parent, and my husband says I'm a horrible mom because he doesn't think I'm strict enough or responsible enough. He doesn't have kids, yet he's taught me so much already about parenting. He knows a lot about parenting because of the way he grew up, and he has a great addition in our lives. I can't tell him how I feel about hating being a mom, wishing I could just give her up for adoption and live my life, hating deep within my soul that I ever had a kid, and what a miserable life is not. Having the freedom I want, can't even enjoy my marriage. He will judge me and look down on me so hard for hating being a mom. We can't even kiss each other because she's around 24/7, and it's so noisy, always listening to us, always watching us. So annoying. It's not even just about not being able to enjoy my marriage, it's just about parenthood in general. The responsibility. I'm operating as a single mother. I do everything, and the burden is so much to bear. When I look at her, I cannot even think of abandoning her. I love her so much, and I can't stand the thought of the rejection she would feel if I were to hand her over to a family member. Also, I need to be the one to raise her. I am responsible for her soul. I am a Christian and I believe in Christ. I believe in heaven and hell. I have to raise her up to know the Lord. This is my biggest duty as a parent. I feel like I pray to the Lord and ask him to change my mind so that I would find motherhood enjoyable, but it's just not for me. I want my life back before kids. I really hate myself for making this decision to have a kid because I want my freedom back, and because her life is ruined for having a crappy mom. She doesn't deserve a mom like me. She deserves a mom who is patient, disciplined, and responsible. I am a loving mom, but people complain I am too loving to the point I just don't discipline her enough. I've been from home to home my whole childhood, so I haven't seen a good example of parenting in my life. I am trying to be the best mom I can be, although I do love my child, but I regret having a kid. motherhood was not for me, and I trapped myself. I'm so jealous of everyone who doesn't have any kids. I wish and worry myself with daydreams that I'm child-free. This was a longer story, and again, this is about a person who should never have had kids. She's also mentally ill, and it's just hard having a kid while you're mentally ill. Not to say it isn't possible, but for a lot of people, I think that it gets too hard to have a kid while you're also mentally ill and while you're struggling yourself. And honestly, I just think it's horrible that she's been told that she's a bad mom, because I think you can always tell people things in a more constructive way. I think her husband does teach her a lot about how to be a good parent, but I can't help but feel like there's something wrong in that relationship, because just telling her that she's a bad mom, you don't do that. Instead, help her and tell her what she's doing wrong. I know they've also told her that she isn't strict enough and all this. It's so hard, because I think she would have so much guilt by giving the child away, but I definitely think that would be the right thing to do, because if she says herself things like she doesn't have the patience to have a kid, she should definitely not have the kid. And I also think it's really weird that, I can't remember what family member it was, but that she said yes to take care of the kid, and then she didn't want to take care of the kid anyways because she just woke up early and all this. And I think it's so wrong that she resents the kids from being around all the time, and she resents the kids because she's too clingy. And if she's too clingy, there's definitely something that is missing there. I think this kid is definitely missing some attention. Otherwise, she wouldn't be this clingy. So I just really think that you should give the child away, because she can still have somewhat of a good childhood if she's given to the right home. So I just think the right thing to do here is giving her up. And I know that that's really hard, but as you said, if you weren't meant to be a parent and you don't think you can do a good job with being a parent, then you have two options. Either you become a better parent and you really try hard, or you give her up to somebody else who can really be a good parent for her like she needs. I'm going into the next one. Finally have found the best page. I regret having children so much, especially the second one. The first one was listening, talking and reasoning from the age of 5. She's 8 now, but the younger one has given me hell from day one. She refused my breast and cried for hours and hours. Anytime I put her down, I spent endless nights up. She has a very strong tone of voice. She never accepted high chair, stroller, anything. She answers back and fights us. Never obeys to anything, says no to everything. Mealtime is a nightmare because she plays with everything on the table. Jumps, shouts, and makes weird faces. At least she sleeps better now. They fight a lot. I regret having them and feel that I'm a terrible mother. Every day I think, why did I do this to me? So it's really great that this person has found the right page for them, I will say, because I don't know if it's a he or she. I also get that if you have like a good experience, you're thinking, okay, this was easy, this was really nice, let's get another kid. And then the other kid you get isn't as easy as the first one. Just like with pets, you don't know if you get an easy pet, you don't know if you get a cuddly pet, you don't know what you get, because just like pets, kids have their own personalities. So you never know what you're getting, and some kids are just harder to take care of because they have a different personality. But I also think that if the parents have started sending the kid from a young age because they weren't as easy to take care of as the other kid, then they of course just make it worse. So I also think they might have made the whole situation with their second kid worse, because they might constantly have compared this kid to the first one. And they shouldn't do that because they are two different individuals, and you can't compare two different individuals just because they are different. And I honestly think everyone is trying their best. And I think these stories are so great because they show people that having kids isn't just a dance on roses, and they actually start talking about the hard stuff about being parents. So people hear these stories and think to themselves, would I be able to handle a situation like this? Because if I have kids, this might be the situation that I'll be given. So I really think that's nice. And just what you should do in this situation, I think she should stop comparing her kids. And maybe get some help when it comes to how she should bring this child up, because clearly she doesn't know how to deal with this type of kid. And I don't think there's any shame in getting help. I think you have to be really strong to get help. And I think these parents should definitely seek some help from some kind of professional. I know they probably can't get a hold of Super Nanny, but just get help from someone who is a specialist when it comes to children and can give them some advice on how they should raise the children. Or seek help from other parents who might have a kid like theirs, just to help them with how they should handle this kid. Because again, everyone has different personalities. Of course, we should have general advice, but we should also parent having their personalities in mind. Because I know I can only compare it to pets. I know they aren't the same thing, but I only have pets, so that's the only thing I can compare it to. But for example, with my pets, I've just gotten guinea pigs for a little over half a year ago. So I've had guinea pigs for about half a year. And I had to take general advice when it came to guinea pigs just to know the basics. But I also had to see how my guinea pigs' personalities were and what will function for each individual guinea pigs, because they aren't the same pigs. So I had also to take their individual personalities in mind and not just take all the general advice and just try to put it on each guinea pig, because it might work for one guinea pig but not for another. So I really think what I'm trying to say, to sum it up, is have your kids' personalities in mind when you're trying to be a parent, and maybe get some help and some advice on how you can handle the way your kid is and how you can bring your kid up in a way that's still good for everyone. You need to find like a middle ground where everyone can be happy, and I think you need to have in mind, or the parent needs to have in mind, that the kid is individuals and you need to parent them from their personality standpoint and also just general advice. So get some general advice, get to know your kid and what works for them and what doesn't. Each kid is different, so what works for one might not work for the other. So the last story. I've always loved children, and the older I got, the more I grew to love and empathize with kids. I thought that I was the best candidate to be a mom. I'm a psychology graduate. I know how important one's childhood is and how it greatly impacts us as adults. I'm resourceful, energetic, and compassionate. But all of those traits don't belong to me as a mother. It is the most confusing thing. I can't even really say I love my son because I'm not sure. Is this what love is? Doing the bare minimum to keep someone alive? I would think that if I loved him, I would try to always go above and beyond to make sure that he's comfortable and happy. But I only do that when others are watching me. And even then I do it begrudgingly. So I really like the story because it's a person who has everything going for them. So they have all the resources that they need to be a parent, but still they don't feel like they are a good parent. And honestly, I think bad parents can come from all sides of life. I don't know if this person is a bad parent, but she's making it sound like she isn't a good parent simply because she doesn't feel like she loves the kid. She doesn't know if she loves the kid. I don't know how new the kid is, because I know that everyone doesn't just fall in love with the kid right away. It isn't like you have just pushed it out of your vagina and then you fall in love with the kid. that isn't how it works. It takes time, and it takes time for you to get to know the kid. So it's alright if you don't fall in love with the kid right away, and that's like totally valid, that's totally normal. But if she has had the kid for a long time, maybe she really doesn't love the kid. And if she honestly doesn't love the kid, and if she honestly doesn't enjoy being a mom, she should give the kid up to somebody who does. Because a kid feeling loved and feel like they belong and feel like it's alright to be who they are, that's so important. That's one of the key things that was missing in my childhood. Feeling like I was loved and feel like it was okay to be who I am, and I'm good enough just the way I am. That was like one of the key things that was missing in my childhood. So if she can't give this to the kid, please give the child up, because you are hurting this kid. You should always think about the kid before you. And you should give it to someone who wants to go above and beyond. If you don't feel like you can give the kid more than the basic needs, you should give it up. Because if you're talking about basic needs like food and having a roof over your head and stuff like that, if you can only give the kid those kind of basic needs, and you can't give it love and compassion and the feeling like they're good enough in just the way they're, also self-confidence, if you can't build these kind of things in your kid, you should give it up, because these things are so important. They are like key components for a kid, both as a kid but also when they become an adult, because if these things are missing, they can really get serious problems like mental health issues. So if this is the case, please give your kid up. But yeah, these were just my thoughts about some of the stories on the I Regret Having Children Facebook page. And I might be totally right, I might be totally wrong, but this is just what I think from having read these stories, what I think the people should do, what I would advise them to do. And again, I can't know everything because I'm child-free, I don't have kids, I don't ever want kids. So I can't relate to having kids, but you know, I still live life and I've been a kid and I can still relate in some ways. And I know having pets and kids aren't the same, but that's just the only thing I compare it to because I hadn't had kids and I never will. But yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to subscribe, please remember to like, and please remember to comment down below if you have anything more to discuss about this topic, or if you like something in the video, if you have video suggestions for another video, just whatever you feel like commenting, please just do it in a friendly tone. Remember that we're all human and nobody deserves hate. You can always write things in a nice way that people can actually learn something from. So please do that if you want to, and hope to see you soon in another video. Bye guys!